30 minutes. Hi. We already talked right now with this beautiful Jane. She's my Canadian friend, and she's been in some summits and we had podcasts together. I'm so happy to have you here. So we're going to talk about breathe to heal. That's very important topic, and hopefully you can join us for more talk. Welcome to my show, Jane, and
Oh,
I'm so pleased to have you again.
thank you so much for having me, Pantea. I just love what you do, love everything that you're doing. I'm
Yeah,
so happy to be part of the show.
yeah, thank you so much, Jane. So, actually, to for my audience who don't know Jane, she's actually doing great job in functional medicine. She's a health coach, and she already reversed her chronic pain. So it's very related to what we're doing right now. We're going to talk about breath as well. First of all, I want her to talk about herself. What is her history of health and why she's doing what she managed right now?
Hmm. Yeah, so I'm like you, Pantea. I was an engineer formerly for 30 years, and my little ironic joke is that I was a structural designer until my own structure started to fail. So I had all this terrible joint pain. It came on pretty suddenly after a really stressful year. And so I knew that stress was a component, but it was really bad. Like within 3 months, I was barely able to walk and I couldn't turn, door handles, couldn't squeeze shampoo out of the bottle, and just really felt like my body was falling apart and my life was falling apart, and just really in despair and didn't know what to do. My doctor didn't know what was going on. Nothing was showing up in my blood work. And I had this like rock bottom moment when I was at my worst, but it's like I got this voice in my head, or I don't know where it came from, calling from my soul, whatever you want to call it. But it's like in that moment, I knew that I was going to figure it out and I would figure it out and I would share that with other people. And so even though I didn't know how, I didn't know anything and nothing had changed in that moment, I somehow had the faith that I would figure it out. And I did. I did figure it out. It took me a while, but I did. I kept on reversing the pain, reversing the pain, reversing the pain. I started with food and thought, okay, it's all about food, and I did really well with that. But then I would plateau, and then I think, okay, I got to take it a little bit further. And I started adding in other lifestyle things, and I would get a little bit better, and then I would plateau again. And I just kept on staying on this voyage of discovery, and eventually I really discovered, and I had always kind of known about the power of the mind and that our energetic body and how all this plays together. And I realized that the stressful year I had was like what filled the bucket and tipped it over, the straw that broke the camel's back. I had really had all of this stress going my entire life because I was a perfectionist and a people pleaser and trying to do it all. And I was doing a pretty good job of doing it all, except I was extremely stressed on the inside. Not that I knew it. I didn't even know it because it was normal for me. But anyway, I really examined like my whole life looking back, and made a lot of changes, did a lot of inner work, and just come to this beautiful place. And I don't regret anything now. It was all beautiful. That everything that led me here was beautiful.
You know, Jane, so many people live with arthritis for years,
Hmm.
and they don't know how to heal from it. I heard from recently I've heard from one of my friend, and she said, I'm gonna live with this forever. And I said, oh, there are better ways, believe me. And
Yeah.
she said, no, I went to doctors everywhere, they didn't see anything, and they just give them like pills
Hmm.
to give them relief for a while, and it's not gonna cure the whole stuff.
No.
So what first of all, I know our topic is about breath, and this is my very, very favorite topic because I used to have asthma,
Mm.
and functional medicine and acupuncture really helped me to heal. So tell me about first. Tell me, I want you to give me some examples or tips of how you can feel better even if you have chronic pain.
Hmm.
And then we're going to go to breath work.
Hmm. Well, it's so interesting. You talk there about solutions like medications or surgery, things like that. These are, as far as I'm concerned, band aid solutions. They're really not getting at the root causes of what's causing the pain. And so that's what I love about functional medicine, and why I decided to become a functional medicine certified health coach, is because we get at the root causes. So the root the when we've got pain in our body, there's there's dis-ease in our body, right? Our body is not at ease, and it could be for a lot of different reasons. But it's interesting. So I've hosted this summit, and I've had interviewed so many people, and on my podcast too I've interviewed many people, and it's like there's two big buckets of what causes pain and really most illnesses, and that's one is stress, which is actually an event of the nervous system in the body, and the other is toxins. So toxins, of course, that's the stuff that's coming from outside, and it could be in the food, it could be in the air, it could be what's on our skin, it could be mold, like any of those kinds of things. But what I focus on is the nervous system. So stress creates a state of our nervous system that puts the body into the fight flight state, fight flight fear state. It's the sympathetic state of the nervous system as opposed to the parasympathetic state. So when we're in that state, and it can come from, like, we were designed to have this state because it protected us when we were being chased by tigers, and now we could be just getting into that same state when we look at our tax bill, right? So we still think that is, it's taxes, not tigers, but we're still acting as if it's tigers, and we got to fight for our life. So all of these stresses, even just the feeling of not being good enough, even looking at social media and thinking, wow, that life looks so much better than mine, or little criticisms that we got when we were kids, or maybe not even criticisms, but something we interpreted as not, we're not being good enough. All of these things create stress, which is a state of the nervous system. So what I love about the breath is that the breath is the fastest way, the easiest way, that it's free, that so the most inexpensive way to begin getting our body into the opposite state of the nervous system, the parasympathetic state, because that's where everything functions as normal, right? Our digestive system functions normally, our musculoskeletal system functions normally, our endocrine system, our lungs, all these things, they operate normally when we are in that parasympathetic state. So that's why I love the breath. It's just the easiest way, fastest way to get us into that state. It's also a great way to detox. So it kind of handles some of the other bucket too, the detoxification, helping the body rid of toxins.
Yes, I like the detox part because it's not only liver that should do the detox, right? There are different parts of the body,
Mhm.
and one of them is lung and during the breath. And
Mhm.
sometimes something such simple thing like breath, people don't really consider as detox or never consider as healing. They laugh. Okay, well, how
Mhm.
come breath can be healing? how can we use breath as a healing technique, because it's not only deep breath, right? There are some techniques that we can actually use them. So
Mhm,
tell me about few techniques that it helps for you and for your clients, and please show us, demonstrate what you do.
mhm. Well, I'll talk about some of the things that people are doing wrong. A lot of people aren't breathing properly. I mean, it sounds funny because we breathe, we're alive, we're breathing. So how could we be doing it wrong? But a lot of us are not breathing like we started off breathing when we were babies. We breathed properly. We breathed in and out through the nose. We breathed into the belly. We did long breaths, right? We weren't doing, quick breaths. So we know how to do this. We've just learned a different way of doing it. And it could be as a result of stress. It could be poor posture, right? It's hard to breathe well. I'm punching over here now to show that you can't breathe into your belly if you're hunched over. So part of it is posture. Part of it is just habit. So some of us have learned to just habitually breathe through our mouth. So the first thing is to, as much as possible, breathe in and out through the nose. Hard when you're talking like I'm talking right now, but generally we can breathe. If we breathe in and out through the nose, the nose helps filter the air, it pressurizes it just right, it warms the air. And also when we breathe in and out through the nose, we get more oxygen because the air passages open wider. When we breathe through our nose, nitric oxide builds up there and that opens the airways up. So it's more efficient way of breathing as well. So, but you had asthma, so maybe you can relate to this. I've never had it, but I know a lot of people say, well, I just can't breathe through my nose very well. Was this the case for you, Pantea?
Yeah, I had a lot of inflammation. I
Mm-hmm.
had a lot of phlegm. So
Mm-hmm.
it was like blocking. I
Right.
couldn't breathe
Right.
properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
it
here's
was my
here's
breath was very short. It was
mhm,
not really deep. Yeah.
right. Okay, so to help unblock, here's something that people can do, and that is um, it sounds kind of funny, but what we're going to do is have a normal breath in, normal breath out, plug the nose and allow nitric oxide to build up back in the airways. And actually while we're doing that, we can even like move our head around a little bit, and you can do it while you're walking. You just hold the breath long enough until you get like a moderate need for air again. So you don't want to be gasping, and you want your breath to return to normal right away. So if if it doesn't clear like the first time you do it, you can repeat it a few times. So let's just do it together. Like breathing in and out through the nose, normal breath in, normal breath out. Plug the nose and move your head around until you got a normal need to breathe again. And then breathe. Can you notice any opening in your airway at all?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Good,
So
good. And if
it's good.
someone still found it wasn't open enough, like repeat it, and you can repeat it several times a day if you want to. Just keep like it will help make that airway bigger so that you will be able to breathe through your nose easier. Because the thing is, if you don't use your nose, these air passages get smaller, and then it gets harder to breathe through your nose. And then so you breathe through your mouth more, and then your air passages get smaller. So it's kind of like a cyclical thing. So we want to breathe in and out through our nose as much as possible.
Well,
And then
what is called this technique?
nose unblocking.
No. No, I'm like, okay, that's it.
Maybe I should have a fancier name for it. But it does work. It works really well. So the other thing is, and we talked about breathing deeply, so breathing low. So you want to breathe low into the belly. And I got a little tip that I know helped me because I was doing yoga for years and Tai Chi and things like that. And they would say, like, breathe into your belly. And I'd be like, I can't. Starting with the exhale makes all the difference in the world. So if you start with an exhale and imagine that you're pulling your belly button back towards your spine as you exhale. Now, when you inhale through your nose, you can fill up the belly. Pull the belly button back to the spine. Inhale, pull that belly button out again. So I find starting with the exhale really helps get a place for the air to go so you can breathe low. So I like low and long. So in other words, a lot of us are breathing really quickly, like short, quick breaths, and longer breaths are better because there's a lot of science behind this. A lot of science behind all these breathing techniques, actually. But when we breathe long, we increase our heart rate variability. And heart rate variability is the number one indicator of health and longevity and how well our body's dealing with stress. So, just kind of start wherever you are and just start to increase the length of your breath. Maybe you could count as you inhale and exhale. Ideally, we want to be at least 10 a 10 cycle. So in other words, 5 seconds to breathe in and 5 seconds to breathe out. And that gives us about 6 breaths per minute, which is pretty good. Of course, if you couldn't go longer, that's even great too. But a lot of people might have to work to get up to that those breaths. So just start, a few times a day. You could just count like this. So 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. Forgot to say inhale first. Hopefully you're inhaling. Exhale, and then count. 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. Inhale, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. Exhale, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. So just, you can use the counting like that as a good way to start. But if you find it stressful, some people say, well, I find it really stressful counting. That's the opposite of what we want. So just like maybe you might use a word like tranquility. So breathe in, tranquility. Exhale, ease. Or some other words. So just use something that feels calming to you and just try to lengthen out the breaths. And so you can do this by just holding the breath after the exhale, just holding the breath a little bit longer than you would normally until you got a moderate need to breathe in again and then breathe in again. So gradually you will teach your body to go a little bit longer. So that's the low and the long. And then the other one I like to say is light, low, long, and light. So the light just means we don't need to breathe as much air as we do. So just like some people eat too much, eat more than their metabolic needs, most people are breathing more than their metabolic needs. And ironically, you don't get as much oxygen into your cells when you do that because we need carbon dioxide in the blood to that's what shuttles the oxygen into the cells. So to do that, I like to think about kind of constricting the air, like my throat, so that instead of like like a big breath in, it's just like light, like imagine like you're sipping it in. So if you can get that feeling of kind of constricting your throat, closing your throat a little bit. And just keep it low and long and light. So that's a great thing that we're aiming for. But there's also like so much we can do with our feelings too. And I really love to incorporate feelings with the breath. So is there anything else you wanted me to talk about there, Pantea, before we do that?
I like you talk about the summit you have.
Okay.
Painfreebyhealthmeans.com is your website. Is that your summit there? Yes.
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 Yeah.
So
So yeah.
what do you have is I mean, what's the topic in your summit?
The summit is called Becoming Pain Free, Healing the Root Causes of Chronic Pain. So, just like we were talking about in the beginning, it's
Yeah,
all
very
about
similar, yeah, to what we talk right now. Yeah, but
what are the root causes and how do we heal them. And so I interviewed over 50 people for this summit, and some of them were like the people that helped me on my journey right in the beginning. So I wanted this summit to be everything that took me kind of years to figure out, all in one place, so that people don't have to go searching everywhere. And it's amazing, the people that are on there. We talk about mindset, and we talk about the gut brain heart connection, energy, all different types of healing modalities like sound therapy and EFT tapping and light therapy, so many different, and energy, like using energy, pulsed energy in the body. So really interesting. We've got a whole day where we look at specific conditions too, like Lyme disease, fibromyalgia, arthritis, autoimmune conditions, and so on. And of course, we look at the big picture too, and just the whole aspect of lifestyle and how we can create a lifestyle that's more supportive, including food and nutrition. And I talk about breath work as well. I did a yoga class as well. We talk about movement, so important, and posture and the spine. So there's a lot that's covered, and I just really hope that people have hope after they watch the
wow,
summit, that they
that's
can
amazing.
become pain free.
So when is gonna be?
It's July 18th to the 24th. It's free
Hmm.
online then. People can register now. And when they register now, there's three interviews that will be available to them right away. And there's lots of gifts that they can download. A lot of the speakers have given free gifts. So, and I've got some free gifts there as well. So there's a lot they can do between now and July 18th too, if they want to learn.
Yeah, so the because that's going to podcast as well. I try to just read painfree dot by healthmeans.com, and I just put the link also in YouTube and Facebook as well. Her website, janehoganhealth.com. Do you have the summit information there as well, or what do you do in your website?
Yes, I have the information there, and a link there to get to the summit. So yeah, but they can follow the painfree dot by healthmeans.com, and they can find the summit there too.
So, Jane, give me one testimony of one of your clients. If you actually done some, you train her with the breath work, and it really affected her life.
Oh my goodness. Hard to pick one. Hard to pick one. I mean, I hear my clients say that what I've taught them has changed their life. Actually, I've had people say it saved their life. I started doing the breath work at the beginning of the pandemic, when I was just, everyone was so stressed, and I thought, what can I do? What can I do that can help people? And I just thought, the breaths, just start with the breath. So that's when I started teaching breath work, and then I went on to become a yoga teacher and really learned a lot more, did more courses on breath work. But yeah, I know that people have this tool now always with them, and they can always come back to the breath and create that state of calm. And when they are calm, then, well, they feel better, they instantly feel better, but they, over the long term, the more often they can come back to this calm place, the more their body is healing, they're reversing their symptoms, and just getting stronger and healthier, and more vital.
Um, I also need one sentence to give some hope to people who are suffering from chronic pain, and they think that's all, and that's end of the world.
Hmm. You know, so many people think that pain is the problem, but pain is your body talking to you, asking for your help, and telling you that there is a problem. And so honor that. Don't try to quiet that voice. Honor the voice, what it's saying to you, and and keep on going. Keep digging and looking for answers. You will find the answers. You'll find a lot of answers on the summit, but even without the summit, you just keep looking. You will find answers, and you can reverse the pain.
Thank you so much, Jane, for being here. I really enjoyed. Every time I have you, I learn and I also enjoy talking to you.
I love being on here and talking with you too, Pantea.
Yeah. I see you more in other summits and other connection we have.
Mm. Do we have time to do a quick little heart focus
Sure,
breathing?
sure. Yes, we have time. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I love this breath. It's called heart focused or heart resonance breathing, and it's where we combine a positive emotion with the breathing. So I just invite everyone. I'll keep it short because I know we're getting towards the end, but just
We have
invite.
5 minutes. Don't
We
worry.
can do this. Okay, so we'll do 3 minutes. Just wherever you are, hopefully not driving, just pause it if you are driving. Just close your eyes, let your hands rest on your lap. Breathe in and out. Imagine as you're breathing that you are breathing into your heart space. And maybe you even want to put a hand on the heart. With every inhale, the air is swirling around the heart, filling up that heart space. Now I'd like you to imagine, while you keep breathing with your heart, imagine a time, maybe remember a time when you felt love or joy or a deep sense of peace. Maybe it's with a person or a place or a pet or an event. In your mind, take yourself there now. And look around and see what colors you see. What do you hear? Maybe you smell or taste something. But notice the feeling that you have, that feeling of love or joy or peace. And notice that you're feeling that feeling in your heart. Now, as you breathe in and out, let that feeling fill your heart. And on the next breath, let it get even bigger again. On the next breath, let it completely fill your body. And let it get even bigger than your body. Just feel how good this feels. One more breath now. And slowly and gently open your eyes. So that's a quick little focus
That
breathing.
was beautiful. Yeah, I
You
enjoy
feel
that. Yeah.
You can do that anytime. You can honestly let it go longer. But you know what it is? You created a feeling of love. You did it yourself, just with your thoughts and just with the breath. You created this feeling. You created a place of calm in your body. And those feelings of joy, love, peacefulness are healing feelings. And every single cell in your body is bathed in that feeling. And that is a healing state.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shane. Hopefully, we can repeat this one more time in other shows. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Please subscribe to Pantea Kalhor Transition channel and order my book, The Gap, in Amazon. Thank you for watching.